Alright, let's turn this on with 10 drills going. Then I'll move on up to the top and work my pickaxe magic. It's spitting dirt out so fast, the game isn't loving it, so I am. Normally, I would be super excited about a massive pile of gold, but since I'm actually about to smelt this all down into a single bar, I'm not that excited about it because that's going to take a long time. I'm just going to do the gold and iron all together, while also methodically plucking other things out that aren't going to smelt. Made a pretty good dent in that pile, and believe it or not, I didn't sleep. I've been actually doing this all night, mostly because I'm worried that if I sleep now, all my gold is going to fall through the floor because I've removed all the boxes and you can't put them back under the pile. One thing I've learned so far, the game does not like having this much gold in one little pot. It's a very delicate balance now. As long as I don't bump the pot, the game works pretty good. When I drop something in, the game slows down a lot too, but if I bump it, the game does not like it. Probably because it's trying to figure out what to do with the 1,000 pieces of gold that are currently inside it. But on the bright side, I might finally accomplish my goal of melting my computer. I mean, how much abuse can it possibly take? That took 40 minutes to get to this point. This is going to be the last piece I put in the pot. I don't care about these last few pieces. I'm over this. Let's go see if this will actually smelt into something. Really good frame rate as I'm carrying this around. Really love that. That makes this so much easier. Trying very hard to also not fall in the inescapable holes, because if I lose this pot of gold down there, I might not get it back. Didn't anticipate this part would be such a challenge. Let's see if we can just kind of get it in there, and then hopefully the game doesn't explode. Are we good so far? Oh, the game actually doesn't mind that so much. I guess once it smelts, it becomes a single bar. That's probably easier for the game to manage. Wow, it feels so much better now. And I only found that many gems in that entire pile, so there wasn't as many as you'd think. It actually smelted. Let's get that into a bar and then turn that into something else as quick as we can. I'm so tired of dealing with this gold now. One ridiculously overpriced ring coming up. Alright, the trick is not to lose this because this thing's worth more than anything ever. So we'll set it there and then we're going to kick everything else out of here because I don't want it to... Why is there a piece of dirt in my truck? Well, I got most of the paneling out, that's what matters. Right now, I'm guesstimating this ring's going to be worth about $500,000. They might have adjusted the price for some things. Either that or the price is way down. Because the last time I sold a bunch of gold, it was worth about $50,000. It was considerably less gold than this. Unless it's the fact that it's a ring. I don't really care. I just wanted to do something with all that gold. Because we're about to go mine a whole bunch more anyway. I have a new idea for a better design. First, we're going to need a few basic items. My computer is already making sounds that I don't like, so we're off to a good start. It won't even let me combine these monies right now. Alright, well the 100,000 is going in here, the 40,000 back to the other spot. Anyways, all we're after for now is a pickaxe, probably a shovel, and I was gonna buy a bed, but I think that's at the furniture store. And then we're gonna set up shop on this ground, which I once wrongfully assumed didn't have any water. Because if you actually manage to dig your way all the way down, you actually find a lake hidden below, which definitely is pretty far down under the ground, but when the water source is this close, think of the operation we could set up. And the water actually helps us see under the ground. I might add some lights, I might try the miner's helmet again, we'll figure that out later. Anyways, I'm gonna drop the pick there and go grab some more stuff. Like a whole bunch of pipe. You've seen this before, you know the drill. I'm just gonna buy a whole bunch of everything. And no, I'm not going to dismantle my old operation. I'm still gonna use that eventually, but I want to set up an entirely new one. Because I really do think this one is gonna be the better one. Using what I've learned and my new little setup, this is gonna be good. And I'm actually just gonna use the basic ram drills this time because they don't actually eat the dirt underneath them. Replacing the dirt was a big waste of time last time. Experiment 1 that I need to complete. Can I place dirt underwater? Yes. Now we just gotta start putting it all together somehow. It seems happy enough starting from there, so we're gonna line up all of our things in a row that way. So the start of it is gonna look something like this. A filter to make sure everything's getting cleaned, and then a few of these power boxes. I'm hoping that 3 is gonna be enough to get them started with maximum power. I'll put a few more further down, but for now I think that'll do. Now it looks like in order to put these into the low dirt, I'm gonna have to lower everything down just a little bit. So what I'm eventually gonna have are 10 of these in a row, running basically just like this. And they work fast. It already spat me out a little piece of dirt. Yes, it is a little piece of dirt, but we're going for little pieces of dirt. And you'll see why before too long. For experiment number 2, I want to see if these will function exactly side by side on each other. Looks like they sure will. Where'd that little clump go? Digging out the space for this is actually probably going to take longer than anything. And that kind of sucks also because you guys probably can't really see much of anything when I'm down here. Well, here's what the 5 in a row look like. Then I'm going to give them a few power boosts there, but I've also realized I probably need to change at the beginning of this. That's not the end of the world, I'll fix that up later. And with that T, our row of drills is complete. Now to figure out how we're going to introduce a conveyor belt into all this. I'm thinking the pipes are just going to extend up from the drills into the conveyor belts, and then we're going to bring them up from somewhere over here. I know I've been playing this quite a bit lately, but I already forgot how long these things take to set up. So it's back to the shop once again. I'll buy approximately 1 million conveyor belts to get the gold to where I want it to go in the end. You think 18's going to be enough? It is for now. Right, I probably should have shut this off before I left. I'm just going to remove that for now. I'll fix it later. Outstanding, the conveyors install the wrong direction. version. My row of conveyors is mostly complete. Just gotta figure out this part. From this point, I'm gonna start an all new conveyor system with its own pump that's gonna run up and up that way. So that should probably work. And again, I'm gonna start with 3 of these power boosters. That way the game runs at game-breaking speed. Now, how many vertical conveyor belts are we gonna need? Somewhere between 1 and a million. At least this one isn't quite as deep as the other one. Finally broke through to the surface, so it's nice to see some light again. That means we're getting kinda close. I think this is the longest I've ever gone in this game without actually mining any gold. And that's probably gonna be high enough for what I have in mind. Maybe just 1 more. So something like that. Now we need a funnel and a grinder. Maybe 2 funnels in case I screw anything up. Now the harvester, and then we're gonna need some boxes too, but we'll wait on those. Also not sure yet how I'm gonna get water to this, but we'll figure that out momentarily. I think I've got a way to make this work, believe it or not. It's gonna look a little weird, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna work perfect. And that looks something like that. Believe it or not, that's actually gonna work. Because these should only be shooting out small clumps of dirt, they'll bounce off a box right here and back into the funnel. More or less, after making a long journey up from the bottom. This is taking a hugely long time to set up, but I'm hoping once it does, it actually just runs by itself, and I mostly just have to fix things once in a while. This might be my first truly automated setup. The final step, what I hope is the final step, buying 1,000 boxes. Okay, just gonna place 1 million boxes, then we'll fire it up and see if this works. I've got all the boxes in place. Today should be the big day. I just need to go gather all my power crystals. Hopefully these last long enough to find me a pile of gold. Because I think I'm going to be mining probably smaller ones, but I'm not entirely sure yet. At least I know where to get more when I do need them. And my truck just ran out of fuel on the piece of ground that doesn't have much water on it, but whatever. I don't even have a bucket here, so I'm not driving the truck anymore today. The problem with all this water is I just dropped one of my crystals and I don't know where it went. It hit the ground somewhere, but it's a little bit hard to see under the water. I think that's about it then. I think we're ready to actually fire this up now and see how it's going to go. We'll start with the drills because those are going to be the easiest. And then we'll turn on this part right now, but the drills, I want to make sure they're individually all working. Also didn't really consider the part where the conveyor belts are going to move me along. I'm going to have to clear this out. Alright, let's try that again. Also filled a few of the gaps here that I was kind of worried about, but let's just see how this goes now. First test run. And as I was saying, I want to make sure each one of these is touching dirt so that it's producing stuff. That one's on. That one's on. So far we're 5 for 5 and they're churning out the dirt. Given that the clumps are so small, it should produce these pretty frequently, but they also shouldn't jam up anywhere along the conveyor belt or in my little processor thing. Did those all produce dirt? I didn't see. Yep, I think we're good. Look how quick the dirt's coming out. Oh, it's turning into bigger dirt as it goes though. I didn't expect that to happen. Okay, you're too big. Yeah, okay. I thought this was going to work a little bit differently than this. It's actually working pretty good, so long as clumps this big aren't making their way up, so I might have to add a grinder to this. Even then, I don't know if this is going to work, because they're all kind of jamming up in the corner anyways. Lots of dirt coming up, though. Okay, yeah, we're going to need to slow this down and add a grinder for sure. But overall, it's working better than my last one ever did. Just got to find a way to stop the big clumps. But this was definitely my overall vision. As soon as I learned there was water underground, I knew I could make the other drill. They wouldn't run out of dirt, and they'd send little clumps that wouldn't jam up nearly as easy. The gold isn't huge, and it's also somehow not landing where it's supposed to be. Okay, I see the problem. The gold is landing there because it's spitting out of there. I was doing this at night and I figured it spawned straight down. It does not. Okay, for now I'm going to go shut the works down just a little bit. Didn't expect the dirt to clump up this fast. See, if I could get them to just not clump up, it would be great because I'd have a million little pieces of dirt making their way up constantly. And boy, those really pile up fast. So problem number 1, I'm going to fix the boxes. Boxes are fixed. The new setup looks something like this. The gold's going to spit out of there at high speed, bounce around there, drop to here, good enough. Now it's back to the store to buy a grinder, maybe 2. Right, the truck is out of water, so I'm walking to the store. Luckily, it's not a super long distance. And this won't be a problem because I'm a problem solver. I'm just going to buy a new truck, then I don't have to refuel anything. $550? Oh, okay. I was worried it was $550,000. Wasn't going to spend that much. Then we just need a grinder, maybe 2. We'll buy 2 just to be safe. And that's as far as my new truck can get them, and that's fine. I really hope this does manage to help. Otherwise, it's more or less the same as my old operation, just with kind of more efficient drills. And that took so long, the sun's going down already, so we're waiting for tomorrow. Alright, the sun's up, let's try it again. Really hope these grinders make the difference. Already we got one massive rock that is managing to make its way all the way up at least, but it's probably clogging up some of the other ones along the way. Well, let's see if the grinder can at least get a hold of this. It might not break it down small enough to even get down into where it needs to go. Yep, so far it's not, but it's keeping these ones ground up somewhat. Alright, we're gonna hopefully get a reset on the size of these. Oh, they bounce off this stupid pipe. That's what's stopping it. The grinder might not actually help because it slows them down to regroup. The There is some working its way in, but not enough. We're still getting jam ups, and any jam ups are too many for me. I want to be able to just sit back and let this thing work by itself. Yep, having that pipe there really doesn't work very well. But in that one small run, I did manage to get that little bit of gold, and that's not bad because that was basically going by itself for not very long. I'm going to try shutting down every second drill to see if that makes enough of a difference. Maybe it'll slow the dirt down enough that it's not going to clump up. That's probably wishful thinking, but I'm feeling kind of lazy at this point. So far, these things are still clumping up pretty badly, but once I reset them back to neutral, they might actually be able to feed themselves. So far, so good. The dirt clumps up here, but I think it does get knocked down, and if it does that while it's small enough, it will go through. Nope. Alright, what we're going to try now is taking the grinders out of the equation. Because if I can send the dirt up fairly small, like with every second drill like I'm doing, that might be the answer. Probably shouldn't have let the drills keep going, because now I got a whole bunch of big clumps of dirt I don't know how to deal with. Okay, we got to stop this for one. This is why I can't have nice things. I can't even move now. I'm so surrounded by clumps of dirt. So I'm going to manually take these clumps of dirt out one by one because they're way too big to fit. I need the little dirt. Whoops. That's about good enough for me. I'm going to start the conveyor before the drills. Okay, that's all going. That's all nice and clean right now. Now we'll start the drills and hopefully only little dirt makes it through and it makes it all the way to where it's supposed to go. So far so good. Little clumps are making it. One slightly bigger one did make it, but this looks like a bit of a better pace. I think it's when they spit out. If they smash into each other when they spit out, they turn into bigger dirt, obviously. So far it actually sounds really good at the top. They even go right down the left side like I'd want them to, because that tends to be where they need to go. Oh, I might have finally done it. I might have finally found the magic balance. We got a few clumps of dirt finding a way into where my gold is supposed to be, but aside from those, yeah, it sounds like it's starting to rain gold pretty consistently, so I'm pretty happy about that. The problem is, times like right now, I see the dirt getting kind of to where it's supposed to go and then not raining gold. Because all it takes is one little troublemaker to make its way in there, but look at that, the little dirt actually kind of squeezes its way in there eventually. It kind of sorts itself out over time, but it doesn't do a great job of it. Is that big enough to fit down there? Small enough? Will it do it? Nope. But overall, this is definitely the closest I've ever had to a properly automated operation. Everyone I've had seems to jam up one way or another, but we're figuring it out slowly. Even this one really isn't so bad, because if I just sit here and mostly take the bigger rocks away, it runs by itself, I don't need to replace dirt, and I get very few jam ups. I think I might need to put another box right there though, because the dirt seems to be catching on that edge. Yeah, that seems to be working a lot better. The dirt, it still catches there, but it bumps in a little bit, and then it actually goes down and grinds itself out. I like this operation so far. Yep, there goes more, straight in, no problems whatsoever. Not sure how many of my drills are working down there, but it's enough to keep the dirt going pretty consistently. That guy'll make it right in. Oh, it jammed up still. See, that still happens once in a while, just the way it falls in. Well, it's raining gold, so that's always a good feeling. I just needed to rain a lot more gold. And the game's starting to feel a little jittery, probably because there's so many clumps of dirt and gold nuggets flying around, but you know what? That's okay. If the game's not suffering, I'm not trying hard enough. I accidentally just removed the board that was under all my gold, so... Oh, it didn't like that one bit. Yeah, sorry about that game, but I don't know what to do. I guess I'll try and pick those up, but it's still raining more. Okay, here, we're gonna go like this. And put that up there for now while we pick up the gold. I found my first little power crystal. It rained on my head while I was trying to pick this stuff up. Oh, there's my second one. But you know what? I'm not going to pick up this gold. I'm just going to put the box back and hope that doesn't happen again. I really should hammer that stuff down, but, you know, effort. So for today, I haven't had to unclog one thing, but that's probably because most of my things are broken. But running with 5 or less seems to be kind of the winning ticket. When they get that close together, they're probably going to smash into bigger ones, but whoop. Let's see if we can get 5 of these going without any jam ups. Does someone want to explain to me how I got 2 crystals into that thing? I have no idea how that happened. In a perfect world, I would find a way to knock the big clumps of dirt right off the top, and I think I might actually have an answer for that. Gonna be a little bit tricky, but I could probably do it. That way when clumps like that come up, they do just that. They fall right off without ever being an issue. Yeah, I'm gonna try and build that right now, because we're actually really close to having a proper operation right now. Like, this just works by itself so easily that I want to fine-tune this and get it right. Basically, I'm going to use some good old-fashioned dirt to make a bit of like a cross-guard thing that's going to knock dirt off to the side. I've got to make it the right height so that it's going to catch the big dirt but let the small dirt underneath it. And that's going to be a bit of a balancing act, but I'll figure that out. Maybe something like that'll work. The dirt should rub off and go that way. I'll try it. I'll send a big clump up right now. Even one like this is probably too big normally, so let's see how this behaves. Following it up, doesn't matter which side it falls off of, as long as it doesn't make it up to the top, I'm happy. Or it's just going to jam up. That's also a possibility. Never said it was going to be easy. Always knew it was going to be a little bit difficult. Yeah, that's not really going to work. Maybe if they clump up into a big one, they will fall off there and let little ones through again. I'm not really sure. Let's see how this goes. So far, they're just smashing into each other and hanging out, which is going to cause a big jam up here, so that's not going to work. Okay, let's try a slightly improved design. Don't mind the second stem thing going upwards. That's not supposed to be there. It won't be a factor anyway. This might work better at knocking the dirt off. Well, nope. It looked like it was going to do better, but it's still not working. The dirt does roll up the one side though, but it kind of just jams itself there. Well, I'm just going to fire it up anyway and see what happens with the little clumps. It'll probably be fine. Things are up and running again. Already got one piece of dirt that's too big. Maybe a few that are too big. That one's definitely too big. What's going to happen to it? It's gonna clump up worse than ever before. Okay. Yeah, so this doesn't help at all. Was really hoping it would. Was not a bad idea, but it was a bad idea. I came up here with my pickaxe to remove all this dirt that I put up here, and then I realized I could probably also just sit here with the pickaxe and go like this, and lots of gold falls right on through that. So this might actually be the way to do it, because then no matter what, if there's a jam, all I gotta do is break it up and then there's no jam anymore. Like even this big guy normally would be a problem. Not anymore, because I can break it up into whatever size pieces it needs to be to go down the hole. So I'm basically just going to run for a day or two like this. I'm going to go repair some of my drills because I know they're starting to break down, but now I can break the dirt as I go. I'm going to get all 10 drills going, because already we're starting to get a decent little pile of gold going. It doesn't look maybe as impressive as the last one, but that's because the gold was 100 times as big. So let's go back to the store to buy some repair kits. So if I unstuck this into the other vehicle... Yeah, that's about what I thought. Well, we'll see where we land and then I'll unstuck from there, hopefully to the shop. Okay, we more or less escaped. Not really sure how we ended up here, but I can find the shop from here. The game's not loving this area of the map anymore either. That's probably because I got so much junk lying around. Every time I come in, something new falls from the sky or something falls out of the truck. I've just been throwing it in this corner, but you know, the game's not loving that after a while. For some reason, I don't know. Can't say I love the uneven ground. Alright, let's turn this on with 10 drills going. Then I'll move on up to the top and work my pickaxe magic. It's spitting dirt out so fast, the game isn't loving it, so I am. Any clog ups yet? Ooh, here's a big one. Alright, so, yep, working great so far. Not sure where that went. That's fine. Just gonna sit here all day and let the gold process itself. Definitely getting some jam ups with 10 drills going, but you know what? We're making it work. One way or another, the gold is getting down there. I really wish we could get a better grinder going. Need a really bigger one to take care of the big dirt. Okay, with 10 drills going, we tend to get jam ups over here now, which is kind of a problem, so I might have to cut it down again, but I'm still going to suffer through this day going like this. The dirt seems to have stopped flowing. I assume that's because all my drills broke. So how do we do on our one run of drills before they broke? We got quite a little pile of gold actually, and one big rock down there, but that's a decent little pile of gold. Yeah, so these are marginally better than the other drill just because I don't need to replace the dirt, but I still need to fix them like pretty much 2 or 3 times a day. Adding more filters might help keep them alive, but I'm not actually sure. Was definitely hoping for a bit better results with this, being that I could use a smaller dirt to hopefully not have jam ups, and these with eternal dirt. But we obviously still need some improvement, and there's always room for that.